these smaller planes that fly super low, not commercial ones. So that'll be a fun thing to try and figure out when to film. But anyway, moving totally on. Thank you all who watched or liked or commented or subscribed after my first video. Oh my gosh. I was seriously, after I posted it, I was like, okay. And I closed the app and I went on a walk and I was like, I need to take a break. And then I opened it like an hour or two later and there were like 30 people who had viewed it. It was so exciting. And then people started commenting just the nicest things. And then I think now we have like 50 subscribers, which is crazy. I was trying to think, I don't even know if I know 50 people in my life. So to have 50 people who watched the video and who liked it enough to want to come back and watch more is so heartwarming. Okay, so I will acknowledge now the elephant in the room, which is my baby. He is playing, he is playing in the room with me as I record this, which is a little, ambitious, I'm gonna say, but he is a really quiet player and he's pretty good by himself, so he's in the room with me because he's not being watched by anyone, and this is the only time I can record. So if you hear noises throughout this video, I apologize. I will try my best to go in and make them quieter in some sort of editing process, I guess. I'll try and figure it out. But this is the only way I could figure out how to record, and I want to start recording Sunday weekly recaps. I think it'll be fun, especially this week in particular, because I did some cool new things to update you guys on. So, moving forward, that is what I want to do, which is post a video on Sundays, just recapping my week, and then eventually, we can go into doing some other things maybe you guys would want. But I just first wanted to start off this video by saying thank you all so much for just welcoming me with the kindest comments and the views and the likes and the subscribes. It's all so encouraging. And like I said in my first video, this is such a hobby project that I've wanted to do for so long, so to get such phenomenal response in the beginning was just very encouraging for somebody who didn't know if this was something worth continuing. Okay, now that that's out of the way, let me talk about what I want to talk about in this video. I am thinking that weekly recaps, and I would love for you in the comments to tell me about your week and maybe answer some of the things I answer, and then we can all talk about it. I think that'd be a lot of fun. But for the structure of it, I think I want it to be what I read, what I watched, what I accomplished, and what I'm looking forward to in the next week. And we can add on to it and kind of see, it's a creative project that everyone can contribute to, and we can talk about it in the comments. But I will start with what I have been reading. And again, when I say reading, I mean strictly audiobooks. I last week got my Libby, or I guess it would be this week, yeah, because it's Sunday. I got my Libby account, which has opened the door to so many audiobooks. Now, if you're not familiar with Libby, it is an online platform that your local library, at least in the state of California, I'm not sure if it's nationwide, but if you are in California, your local county library should have a Libby account. So you go in, you get a library card, and then you can log into a Libby account, and you can look up all the audiobooks and books and electronic books that the library has, and you can basically loan them as if they were physical copies. So, oh God, sorry, loud noises. message him because he's a big audiobook guy, and he spends up the wazoo on Audible, and I'm not gonna do that. And so he said he'd been looking at Libby, and he got a Libby account and said he found basically every audiobook that he was looking at on Audible on Libby, which is great. So anyway, and it's free. Oh, I forgot to mention that. Yeah. So it's free. Anyone can go do it. You just have to go get a library card and then log in to your online portal. So I went in and got a library card last week. I think I mentioned it in my first video. I, since then, have listened to 3 books. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna do like the crazy thing where it's like not 1, not 2, but 3 books. Now the thing about Libby is that if the book you are interested in is already checked out by an individual, then you do have to wait until that person sends it back. Now, I need to catch my breath. Now, that is typically no longer than 21 days. However, multiple people can be waiting for that singular book. So, you could be person number 9 and have to wait like 5 or 6 months. Like, I know right now you can tell on the Libby account that The Housemaid by Frida McFadden is a high mover because the movie is about to come out, or has come out, I can't remember, with Sydney Sweeney and it's Amanda Seyfried. I can't remember who the other actress is. That looks so good. I read the book last year. I didn't love it. However, well, no. Let me rephrase that. I did enjoy it, but I didn't love it enough to read the next one in the series, which is how I gauge kind of where I fall on the liking, on how I like it. I didn't enjoy the concept enough to want to read. I think it's like The Housemaid 2. No, it's gotta have a different name. I can't remember. Anyway, very excited for the movie. Already read the book last year. So, wow. All that rambling and I forgot my main point. Oh, so right now the list of people waiting to get The Housemaid is like 23 people long, and I think they have 7 copies. Now it's a relatively short book, so I'm sure those people will be able to get it before the movie comes out, if it's not already out. But the problem with Libby is it's not a problem, but the thing about Libby is there's not that instant gratification you get from finding a book that you want to read, getting it, and reading it that very day. Some books are not high rollers on Libby, and so that means that you can rent them the same shaky rattles to jelly cat stuffed animals. And hopefully they are quieter and will give me, hopefully, maybe another 10 minutes of talking with you guys. But during my intermission, I was able to remember that the book that I read was called Burn Book by Kara Swisher. And she is a tech journalist who started back in, like, I want to say, I just read the book, but off the top of my head, I can't remember either the 80s or the 90s. And she used to talk with all of the big wigs in the tech industry, like the Elon Musks, the Jeff Zuckerbergs. Is it Jeff? Anyway, the Zuckerbergs, the big guys and gals, but she used to chat with them, and so it's a book. It's obviously, she titled it The Burn Book, so it doesn't exactly put them in the most positive light. However, it was interesting to hear about these, things like Facebook and Amazon and Tesla, how they all started, and kind of the aspirations they all had in the very beginning versus kind of where they're at now. So it was just an interesting read. I finished that in about a day. And then I switched over to a book that I've been really trying to read, but I couldn't get myself to pay for it, so I kept trying to find it on different, like Audible, or there's a couple more reading sites. Anyway, they had it on Libby, and nobody else had checked it out, so I thought, oh my god, that's perfect, and it's called Pretty Girls. I can't remember the author off the top of my head. However, it was incredibly disturbing, which I kind of knew going into it. It was gonna not be the best, but it really was. It was like every mother and every woman's worst nightmare. It hit like the whole trifecta. It was incredibly disturbing. However, it was a really, really well done book and a really, really well done plot, and I enjoyed it pretty thoroughly. I think I would give it a 4 out of 5 stars, and then I'm not gonna rate like people's biographies or memoirs, because who am I to rate their lives? It's not a plot or a type of writing. These people are just conveying their true lived experiences, so I'm not gonna review or rate biographies or memoirs or anything like that, because I want to read the Matthew Perry one as well. But I think going over my TBR for 2026 would be fun too, so maybe in a future video we'll do that. And then in my current reading, I am reading, oh god, sorry, this is so loud, I probably should check this before I restarted recording. Oh my god, I'm trying to be quiet. Okay, I am currently reading Middle of the Night, and if I remember, I will in the next episode, oh my god, that's so funny. In the next video, I will tell you the authors. I should have wrote them down, but I didn't. I've read Pretty Girls, A Burn Book, and Middle, and I'm currently 50% of the way done with Middle of the Night. And it's pretty good. Ooh, the back of my neck always cracks. I'm hoping to get that finished by today, because I still need to go on my afternoon walk. And hopefully I will finish that by today, and I will be able to start next week with a fresh new book that I will be able to tell you guys about next Sunday. So, that is what I am reading right now. I knocked 2 books out of the way, and I am currently on my 3rd. Well, we can talk later on about my TBR, I think it's to be read, but that could be totally wrong. My future reads that I want to read, we can talk about that in a later time. However, those are what I'm currently obsessed with. Now moving on to what I have been watching. I started the first few episodes of Paradise. I am on episode, I believe, 3, and I am liking it so far. Oh man, I don't want to spoil anything. I believe I'm watching it on HBO series, so I probably am going to be telling you guys that I'm watching it for the entire year of 2026, because I believe it is 8 seasons long, with like 15 episodes per season, and they're all like an hour long. You guys are going to yell at me in the comments, because you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. It's super popular, and it's got dragons. Oh my gosh, I'm just totally having a mom brain moment, but I'll talk about it in the next video. Okay, and then I believe I said that I wanted to do my goals for this upcoming week. My goals for this week are, I want to post one video on either Tuesday or Wednesday, and then I want to finish Christmas shopping for the rest of my family. I have a few more gifts that I have to make, which makes them very sentimental, and I love that, but also very time consuming. I have to make my mom's gift and my mother-in-law's gift. I have to finish my sister-in-law's gift, and my brother-in-law, I have to go pick it up. And for my sister, I have to finish her gift, and my grandma, I have to finish her gift. So I have a whole slew of people that I have to tackle. So my goal is to get them all done this week, so that I have a week just to relax before the craziness of the holidays. Then I want to walk. We're about to get a rainstorm, so I don't know if I'm really going to be able to, but I really do want to walk to get my at least 10,000 steps in each day. That's another goal. God, I can't remember what else I wanted to do. I'm thinking that the next time that my mother-in-law watches my baby, I'm gonna try and knock out a few different videos, because that's really like the best time for me, when he is not making his sweet little noise. Okay, I'm not sure where I left off. I had to pause, so I may cut this video a little bit shorter than I wanted. However, I still want to put it out because I want you guys to have something. Just really the main point of this video is to say thank you for all of the support. I really appreciate it, and I'm super excited for what this means for us in the future. Hopefully I will see you guys in a couple of days. I think the next video I'm going to do is really going to focus on my Obanichi, because that is very much where my brain is at currently. Looking back on this week, it was a really great week. For the first time ever, I put content out, which is like the most exciting new thing for me. I also got my Obanichi, and I tackled a few books, and I'm starting a series. So overall, for December, which is my favorite month of the year, I'm having a very, very solid month. I would rate this week a 4 out of 5 stars. How funny to rate your week like that, but that's what I guess that's what I'm gonna do. It was really, really wonderful. Update on my baby. He is now eating almost 100% solid foods, which is a total crazy change, but he's doing really well, which is awesome as well. Please let me know in the comments if there's anything you want to see from me specifically. I know that, again, I'm so new at this that you don't really know my style of ASMR. I don't even know my style of ASMR, so we are learning this all together. But again, I would love any sort of feedback, positive or constructive criticism is absolutely welcome. I know in the comments someone asked me what my favorite holiday movie is, and I would say growing up it was definitely, oh my goodness, I'm telling you, mom brain needs to be studied, because it absolutely is a real thing. I used to never just totally forget things like this. But it was the one, Polar Express. There we go. It was the Polar Express. However, I recently watched it, and it kind of makes me a little anxious now. It's a little nervous. So I'm gonna have to say Elf. It's such a stereotype, but it's such a cute movie. It always makes me smile. So I'm gonna say Elf is my favorite holiday movie. And I would love to hear what your guys' favorite holiday movies are. What are you watching?